Hello, everybody. Smoking Jay here with my partners, Salty Sniper and Quasi 91. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into actually just one of the features that's going to be in Maximum Football that we find interesting. And that happens to be the 11v11 big team aspect that they're going to be looking to add down the road. And we had a discussion about this earlier, something that we thought we would share with y'all and get your feedback on it. So we have Salty here, if you want to tell everybody what's up.
What's up, everyone?
And we have our boy, Quasi 91.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
All right, so we'll just open up the floor to you, Mr. Quaz.
Oh yeah, well I asked you this in the main video, and I'm gonna hit Salty with it right here as well. So, Salty, you've been playing online games for a long time, particularly, sports games and Madden. So, let me ask you, it's just a twofer. Do we have the technology, aka the server capabilities, to support an 11v11 game? Drop in and out. And if so, how could you even handle that many people on each side of the ball?
I can tell you, I don't have the technology for it.
That's definitely true. I'm talking like from what you played EA and 2K sports games. Do you think the internet is capable of supporting 11v11 on a football game scale?
It's hard to say because we've never saw anything like that.
Nope.
Like in my day, I've saw stuff in Madden like where you can go online and play 3v3. But that's the most you can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to wire this all out.
See, and here's the thing. Do you think, because in NBA 2K, you can have 5-on-5, right?
In a park, yeah, and in a rec, yes.
Yeah, see, I think I think a reason why it hasn't been done is part of the glamour to there's no glamour in being a lineman.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So you can have 3-on-3. Somebody can be a wide receiver. Somebody can be a running back. Somebody can be a quarterback. I don't know too many people that are just like dying to be a tackle.
But also, just think of the amount of faith you have to have in each and every one of your teammates.
Yes. Oh, it's a whole new level. It's especially if you're a lineman and have to just sit and hold a block.
I think this is a magnificent direction to go. Just in my opinion. And I think they can do it just because there are large-scale games like Battlefield, the Halos.
Oh, don't you not say it.
The Fortnites.
Don't you not say yours.
What's that?
PlanetSide.
Oh, PlanetSide. But these games are operating, everybody's doing their own thing. But back to what you were saying, Quasi, to get people, like your offensive line, to actually do what they're supposed to, I think this app opens up a whole new untapped avenue for football games. I think it's an absolute great direction going.
I think it's like what we brought up too in the main video, and I want this to expand not only in this video between us three, but in the comments down below is, well, you can add the leaderboards, right? So yes. We'd have the best tackle, the best right tackle, the best left tackle, etc., etc. But also, you brought up this too. It's just 2K has their own esports, and they actually are paid players. They get drafted by the team. So could you imagine it gets to a certain point to where you're a paid wide receiver, you're a paid running back, you're a paid full, whatever the case may be.
You're sponsored. Somebody's sponsoring a created team with players. And what I like about it is those each team be made of 11 people, and they could play center on offense, possibly the middle linebacker on defense, and they could have some kind of score, based on like that's where you would draft them and how good they are at that position.
Well,
and I think that would do a lot for as far as esports goes for football games.
The way that I can see a simplified version of this is Salty, 2K does a grading system by your position and where you play. So at the beginning of every game, you start off with a C grade, right? And depending on how you do, you can go up to an A or you can go down to an F. And I think that would be the most simple and streamlined way to do it, right?
That's so cool that you actually said that, because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's the way they did it. Like, so example, wide receiver, you have to be good. You have to be good at running your route. If you run a weird route and it's not a completed pass, you obviously would get a downgrade. Or if you're a quarterback and you're throwing an interception, obviously a downgrade. Running back fumble, y'all get where I'm putting down with this. But that's the only game, to my knowledge. No, FIFA does it too, but not in that way. But 2K is the best one I can tell you. If you play 2K, my career, they do it.
And so you're saying you can use these leaderboards to actually draft individuals?
Yes, sir. Like what I would do, it'd be perfect. You can tie this into just like the real draft. It'd be prospects, right? So you would stream everything, so everything will be online. You can watch this player play. You know how he plays at a certain position. You've seen consistency, and you can choose whether or not to draft him. Or you can see a player that just sprung on the scene, only played a couple of games, but has exploded, like a wide receiver that just got like 5 touchdowns in one game or something like that, and take a risk just like in real life and draft him too.
I mean, that would blow the Madden Bowl and what they do totally out of the water.
Because it's all
imagine you're watching like this sport and there's 11 people on like each side, like in a room, and they're all just playing their position, and it's what team of 11 can work together the best to eke out a win. You could have a coach involved. It's like you don't even have to stop the 11 players. You could literally have somebody who's the coach of these 11 players and designs their plays. You could have a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Brother.
We haven't even. Go ahead.
Now, my next question is like, how do they keep people engaged? Because in Madden, I play online sometimes with my friends, and we'll do 3v3, and one person gets up 21-0, and then next thing you know, all their teammates leave.
Yeah.
So how do they keep people engaged and make people not quit?
That's
for the 11v11. I think they would have to kick this off as some kind of event. Somebody would have to get behind this and make this a tournament to where there would have to be something to, and this would, in my opinion, just to get it off the ground. Like, I don't know if this would be viable, like what you're saying. So like if I get 11 of my friends and we're trying to find a game out there with 11 other people, I don't know how easy that's going to be. But if it was launched as like a major event and we're going to have this major tournament, and at the end of this tournament, there's going to be this much money available, and then you can get other people that are sponsoring like teams, and you kind of like push out this whole concept. I think that it could be successful on that type of platform or that type of stage. For the casual, like I'm just going to link up and try to find a 3v3 1v1 game. I don't know how viable, and I'm just being truthful, how viable 11v11 big team modes would be.
I'm about to piggyback right off of you. So for the casual fan, this is where this idea comes into play. Obviously, you would want to form a team like we would. Let's say, example, all of us in a room would form a team. We would still need some players. We would have to get trusted people that we'd want to compete with. Here's where the casual comes into play, because it says in the article it's drop in, drop out play, right?
Yeah.
So it would be somewhat like Battlefield, right? So Battlefield, the current one has, I think it's 100 plus on each side. I think it's 120 versus 100, something like that, some insane amount. And AI fills it up too. So I'm assuming what would happen, this is leaning more towards the casual person, like example, so you're beating somebody's butt and they all eject their seat. It would be filled with computers, right?
Yeah. See, but here's the problem with that though. Some random knucklehead just drops in and just blows your whole team up. He ain't even blocking.
I don't think I would. See, this is me, right? And this is just me, and y'all probably would agree. I'm not queuing up unless I got 11 people.
Yeah, see, that's where, like, yeah, and like the queue times, I think would be just ridiculous. I just think that something like, I think the 11 on V11 aspect, this is just my opinion, it would be unveiled as like there would be a bigger push behind that to really step onto the esports stage with that, to have actual teams. That's the only way I can see it working, because I think the queue times would be too long. I think that sometimes the balance would be up. One team might have 7 people, the other team might have 3, and like you were saying, the AI would come in, a computer controlled player, and that would kind of tarnish it a little bit. as I have messages dinging in on Discord.
No, I don't. I tend to agree. I'm gonna let Salty chime in because I think the whole purpose of us playing 11v11 is not to play against the computer, right? I can go do that offline.
I mean, yeah. If you want to just play against a computer, you might as well just load up your franchise or your dynasty mode and just go at it.
You know what? Here's an idea for another video I just had. I'm not teasing it right now, but I'm gonna put it in the pocket. That's green room talk. But we're gonna carry on with this. So let's ask the community real quick. Let's say, how would you handle it? Because obviously you wouldn't want to queue up for a game. How hectic is it to schedule everybody's stuff all the time, guys? We live lives, we're married, kids, whatever. So you take the time out of your days to schedule 11 people getting together, and you get in there and you're whooping some butt, and they quit by the second quarter. That's not fun to nobody. So how would you all handle it, right? Because that's time. You can't come back time.
That's why I keep on saying I just wouldn't. If the 11v11 aspect of the game would have to be launched on some other stage.
You wouldn't think it just be like it's here,
Yeah, I'd put that in the same category as the yard. I don't know how anybody who really even still plays the yard anymore.
Ooh,
it's it's just something that's going to have to be on a bigger stage. Like, yeah, that's a cool feature. That's something to slap on the back of a box and say, hey, we got 11v11. But how fun is it going to be, like you're saying, to get 11 of your friends, sit in there, queue up, try to find 11 other people?
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's a headache in and of itself.
It'd be like a full Call of Duty lobby.
Good luck, Modus. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad I don't have that headache. I kudos to however y'all figure that out, because but that's the thing, because it's also the server side thing that you brought up too. Like, whose servers are they going to get to run it? Because it can't be P2P.
No, it wouldn't. I don't know if that's, especially where we're at in gaming, where like now that I like realistically think about it, when I look at like what goes on in games like Battlefield or whatever, I don't know if that's a problem to have 22 players and 22 people doing their own thing. Assignments running on a field. You wouldn't think if this in 2023.
You wouldn't think. Okay, but now let's
especially with 10G coming out. 10G, bro.
Oh God, yeah, 10G. Now, here's another thing. I hate to keep piggybacking off of 2K, but Kyle, aka Salty, you know how the rec games end, right? The 5v5s, you get like a bonus if you're the player of the game or whatever like that. You get to see your team walk up and do your celebrations and all that stuff. This game being free to play, do you think that'd be something cool they can put behind somewhat of an air quote paywall, like custom celebrations with all your teammates, like certain things you would get? And this goes to you too, there, Smoking Jay. Like, what would you like to see them add to make players go, man, I really want to complete this game, to keep them in the game? Like some kind of bonus for even losing, like something that they would get that carries on to, something like that.
I can give you my answer. I want none of that. I want a sound football game that plays like football, that you have to have a little bit of a football mind and knowledge of the game to play, and just it's solid. It has a solid connected franchise, and that's all that I need.
So no bells and whistles. Okay.
Yeah, I don't need the gritty. You know what I mean? I don't need I don't need a gold mouthpiece. I don't need golden cleats.
Check out my chain.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. That's a genuine response. I appreciate that. Go ahead, Salty.
I'm kind of on the opposite end, where like the game is free to play. So, and don't get me wrong, the less microtransactions, the better, in my opinion. But at the same time, the game is free. So if they wanted to do something like that, I could see it. I could get behind it, I think. But yeah, 2K has everything behind a paywall. They're not looking to be like 2K. So
no.
So as far as that, I don't think they would do that, but you never know. I mean, they're gonna have to make money off the game somehow, right?
Yeah. Here's my proposition, and I know I'm talking a lot, so I'll shut up after this. But in my head, Jay, the game is already established as a well game before this game mode even hits the floor, right? So we know the game is solid before this 11v11 hits. But so this is my reasoning behind what I'm saying, is that it's killing two birds with one stone. It keeps people in the game and active. and it makes people want to stay to see what they get, to see the reward, if it's random, if it's like just see the cool celebration, to see whatever the case may be, right? Because you want player engagement, you want to have a reason to stay. If I'm getting my butt whooped, other than to get better, okay, other than the classic get good, I want a reason to stay. I want a reason to, like, okay, cool, I get to get some XP, or I get to learn this, or I get to learn that. And for the winning side, they get to show off their cool dances or their cool whatever, and they get like a little bonus or something like that.
Get to hit the gritty.
Get to hit the gritty. Yeah, no, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I know. We've been burned too many times with the bells and whistles and stuff, and the shiny, and we want a good solid game. So I mean,
yes,
I'm gonna let you take
core.
It.
Yeah, I would like to see them get the core of the game correct. But I think we might have gone as deep as we could go on this.
I'd love to see the community feedback. That's what I want to see.
Absolutely. And like we'll be moving forward, we'll be covering other aspects, giving you like our opinions, what we think, and what we think would be a cool way to implement things. But is there anything else that you guys have to add to this?
No, sir.
I just had a brilliant idea, so stay tuned for another one of Maximum Football videos that we're going to do on this channel. I got a feeling these two guys are going to like it. But yeah.
It's true. All right, so for all that we do here at SGN Hub, and if you made it this far, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And for any future and all Maximum Football info, tune in here, SGN Hub. But for now, it's been Salty Sniper, Quasi91, and myself, Smoking Jay, and we are out.
Hey.